revealed almost a year ago to this day. Not even on YouTube though, so I highly doubt any of you here is even familiar with it even. Number one, we have this rather Tomb Raider game, or a project heavily inspired by, out of China, with over $50 million of fund gathered for it, a game called The Grass of Genesis. Now this game's supposedly been in the making for over 3 years already. It's said to be coming to PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X at some point in the following year, and it is actually labeled as a movie-like cloud native game.
Oh God, I did it! You came this way? So narrow, covered in my thick. Dawn? Thank you. Is this the end city? Dawn, we are finally here. Look, it's the beacon. Dad should be there. Dawn, stay close to me. Let's go to the top.
Well, if this is the city of dreams, I'm a big dreamer.
Vice City. What a proper name, huh?
Grand Theft Auto 6 reportedly now releases not 2024 but 5. It's gonna be on the PlayStation 5 Pro with up to 8K support in resolution. That is in addition to the previously mentioned of the option of having up to 15 playable characters to just play in, and a world twice as detailed as the previous game. You probably know this, but Grand Theft Auto 6 takes place in Vice City in modern times, and yeah, we're still waiting on a precise release date.
I could follow you anywhere.
You're the only thing holding me together in this place.
If I were given another chance, I would do things differently.
Yeah, but things don't always come out as planned. But we're not done yet.
Oh, hell no. You and me, we're just getting started. So, what's next?
Just drive into the sunset.
In a state nearby, in a state nearby, in a state nearby, in a state nearby.
I'm not sure, but probably one of the best things you're gonna hear today, if you haven't already, a month ago, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is getting a remake, and it goes by the name Delta. Now this is just a cinematic trailer, I don't really think we're anywhere near of a gameplay, but Konami said the remake will star the original voice characters, an even richer storyline, more advanced combat, and better graphics. Technically a new game.
What a thrill with darkness and sun.
A couple months ago, you see, CD Projekt Red confirmed that The Witcher 4 will now be the first game of a saga. I've said it before, and if you don't know what that means, it'll be a different AAA RPG trilogy. Means there'll gonna be more down the line. That would be Witcher 5 and 6, respectively. So they've actually been cooking a whole story all this time that we've been getting none of. Anyway, Witcher 4, the first of which is gonna be titled Polaris. At its earliest, we're looking at a 2025 release.
War. It's a strange thing, you know. The less you seek it, the harder it is to avoid. And the best thing you can do is fight with all you've got.
Guys, this is my best friend Harry.
Hey, good to meet you.
With Marvel Spider-Man 2 set for October 20th this year, the game went on and got itself on the markets for live pre-order for the price of $70. And if you haven't already heard, the new game's map will be roughly twice the size of the previous game. They've added the Queens and Brooklyn, and you will be able to freely switch between Peter Parker's Spider-Man and Miles Morales' Spider-Man when exploring the game's open world, because through the cutscenes, that's not going to be a fancy. Anyway, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and this is how it looks.
Know what you took from me.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
What the hell's going on with Pete?
He's not himself. Go help him.
This was our dream. I'm not going to lose him.
We're going to heal the world.
Announced earlier this year as actually the second work of its really professional indie developers, we've got over here a rather superhero style single player action game, open world 2, kind of in the same vein of old Prototype, the Xbox exclusive, although this guy isn't really a savage. He's just unrestricted. So there's like, imagine Superman, but there's like no morals and no rules. Anyway, game here is set to be coming to PCs only, possibly by the end of the year. But almost 3 years in, and 3 delays as well, just the same, Fragmenta still stays as one of the Capcom's most awaited, weirdest, just for some gameplay though, awaited to be frank, and one of the most anticipated games of the past few years. This thing went on and received itself a new trailer about a couple of weeks ago, and that's like 4 seconds of gameplay, so I'm not gonna spoil it, just take a minute to let that sink in, and another surprise. This came out of literally, I've got no clue, but this is perhaps the best thing I have seen from Capcom too, since they came up with Onimusha. I'd like to think out of this entire genre for like a whole decade, I haven't seen anything like this. It's a game called Konitsu Gami, which is like all Onimusha games mixed with better graphics, more color, and even crazier in action. It's somewhere an Ashura's Wrath and Onimusha, but made with Unreal Engine 5. Game set to be coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only, and a release date for it though is still yet to be announced, even a release window.
In the heart of Hong Kong Island, where dreams become reality.
The open-world driving and racing lifestyle game, the Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, is now coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only in the first few months of 2024. If you're unfamiliar with that, God forbid, or wondering why this game's even famous, it's because this specific game is being built at a one-on-one scale of Hong Kong with the aim of making the most of the technology in the latest consoles and maximum the overall quality of the game. Take a look.
Luxury extends beyond mere possessions. The values in forging strong relations with those you encounter on your epic journey. Whether you belong to the sharps or the streets, adapt and improve your style to impress others. Stand out from the crowd. Maximize your potential and represent your faction. Let Hong Kong Island fuel your dreams. Earn the respect of races and realize your potential to take the ultimate prize of the Solar Crown.
Life to the living, death to the dead.
Coming from the same developers of Life is Strange and the publishers of A Plague Game Tales. Number 10 we have again Banishes, Ghosts, New Eden. It's a story-driven action RPG dual protagonist game that was first announced last year, a ghost hunting game though, as it's described, and finally some in-game footage here as opposed to its previously revealed cinematic. Banishers, Ghosts and New Eden is going to be coming out of PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and PCs on November 7. Formerly announced to be coming out March this year and now delayed to November 10. We've got over here number 11, once again the day before. The critically acclaimed open world survival multiplayer shooter which, for technical reasons and a few engine adjustments, is going to be using Unreal Engine 5 and it's now postponed to later this year, and apparently having a more focused campaign to go with all that multiplayer. Take a look in case you missed it.
Just look at it all. It's so green. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
The hotly anticipated PlayStation 5 exclusive Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will now not be coming to the PlayStation 4, cause Square Enix confirmed it last week, and the reason being is, the trailer here technically is the reason, which is probably the most mind-blowing thing you're gonna see if you haven't already, and that just PlayStation 4 is not gonna be able to cut it for the game's graphics. The game will be coming out for the PlayStation 5 alongside PCs early next year.
Of our star. The blood coursing through its planetary veins.
According to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Man, I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgard. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what?
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it, more like.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
Now, coming out of the same PlayStation showcase for the previous game, in case you missed out, we've got over here Phantom Blade Zero. This is a third-person action RPG, Souls-like. I've mentioned it before, samurai style, to some extent, semi-open world, a little bit maybe. In addition to the fact that it's the most mind-blowing action game we've seen for years, it's that in story you play as this assassin that's kind of surviving through his last days of dealing with a painful, dying situation. I don't know what that is, but this is how it is described. This game is going to be coming out of PCs and the PlayStation 5 only.
Only a dead person can kill the secret.
Going where? This damn place! You're suicidal!
One last toast. And we're all done.
Quick mention over here in case you missed it. IO Interactive, the same creators behind all Hitman games, has been developing a James Bond game, currently being referred to as simply Project 007. Probably more than a dozen times I've talked about this game. It's just a stealth third-person shooter and one of the most talked about games recently because it's actually rumored to be revealed rather shortly. The game, however, is set to be coming out in 2025, not even next year. And last but not least, announced December last year, we've got over here this action roguelike brand new game with a new trailer here. In case you missed it, Hellboy, Web of Wyatt. Previously there was just a cinematic, now we finally got some gameplay and a release window of mid to late 2024. Cross PCs and both generation of consoles, possibly even Switch. And as always, here's Hellboy in the flesh doing what he does best. Have fun.
Oh, brother. Have it your way.